All right, I think we are live now. Skype's been acting a little weird the last couple days, saying you're not recording when you're recording. So sorry if there's some delay. Second NBA preseason video for the day. You know, we'll get out some more announcements into the groups if we got moved to anything. Just like yesterday, a lot of late dropping stuff for the NBA. Fortunately, there's a couple good spots tonight where they've come out with a lot of the news already, so it'd make this one just a little bit easier. We did the members only video free to the public earlier. And I'll say the same thing on this video as that last one. If either of the videos gets 100 likes, we'll do members only again free to the public tomorrow.
Let's get it, man.
All right, a lot to talk about today. Excited to go through these things. I know you've really gotten into the preseason thing. You love the edge you can get in GPPs. If you're willing and have the patience to put the time in and willing to scour Twitter for beat reporters, information, and stuff like that, there is an edge to be had. We mentioned in the earlier video, we liked Halliburton yesterday for hours. And then, I don't know, it was like after like two of the games locked, you told me that he was going to be on a minutes restriction. You found that out because of Twitter and a Discord chat room you're in.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a different type of grind in the regular season, but it's a fun grind. I like it. So I'm all about it.
Yeah, it plays well for you. And I think that's the other thing, guys. Like, real life gets in the way of NBA DFS. And if you got things going on that night and afternoon, don't play big those days because you're going to get weird information later on the day. And if you can't be around to make adjustments, I mean, I know that the best lineup I had last night, which brought back all my money in GPPs, was because you told me to take Halliburton out and put Guy in because the news that Halliburton wasn't going to play big minutes came out after the other games had already started.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad that worked out for you. And hopefully we get some more stuff going tonight.
All right, guys. So these are our top plays for the day. We went through the full slate earlier if you want to check that bad boy out. Again, 100 thumbs up, and we will do members only again for the tomorrow for free. We always want to shout out our show sponsor, Overlay Fantasy Sports. I had a guy ask me earlier because we haven't talked about the promotion quite as much. The way it works, if you have considered signing up for Overlay, obviously we talk about them a lot and haven't done it yet, but if you sign up and make an initial deposit as a brand new player, we can get you a free 5-pack membership, and no time better than now with the NBA starting in a few days. The way it works, though, $50 deposit, free 2 weeks, $100 deposit, free month, $500 deposit, free annual membership, $1,000 deposit, free lifetime membership. We've had people take advantage of every tier. You do what's best for you. I realize not everybody has $1,000 to gamble, but if you're in that point of your life where you can do something like that, the lifetime membership is probably your best option.
No doubt about it.
And you can just double it playing on Overlay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that always works out. And as far as the current 5-pack promotions go, we got a couple of different things going right now. Again, it's a busy time of the year with NBA starting up, probably the business part of our business model with football still going as well. Lifetime memberships get access to every sport that we do. They retail at $400. The next few days, we got them on sale, 25% off, only $300. You can pay that directly via Venmo or PayPal. Those addresses are below. Or if you just want to use the website, I will reimburse the difference to you, and you'll get that right away. I won't be holding out on you. You'll get it within a few minutes typically. And then the NBA package, which is just full NBA info for the full year, is $75. That's also on major sale right now. Use the PayPal or Venmo addresses below. And I'm going to quote one of our newer customers yesterday who took advantage of the lifetime promotion. No BS with these guys, no fluff results. They're just out there trying to help you with all of your DFS needs every single day.
Amazing. Can't beat that. And I have to break this slate down with you.
Yeah, man. New format this year. We're going to start with 5 guys instead of 4. It's going to be my favorite cash guy or one of your favorite GPP guys, a mutual favorite, and then my long shot of the day and your long shot of the day.
Sounds good.
All right. So probably the first guy I'm looking to lock in today is a guy that you were big on in game 1 and then had absolutely no idea what he did in game 2 because it played on a Sunday where everybody's watching the NFL. And why that's a good point to bring up is I don't think a lot of people paid attention to that. Canner really saw his minutes get eaten into. Nurkic did play in that game. It seems like he's playing tonight as well. So do you think Harry Giles loses some minutes? I mean, maybe a couple. This dude rattled off 47.5 DK points in 25 minutes game 1 and 47.75 in 26 minutes game 2. I mean, cut him down to 20 minutes, and if he plays at like half the rate that he was playing, he still gets you 20 points. So if he plays these same minutes, he probably plays with the starters a little bit and then also gets a lot of run in the fourth quarter against the scrubs. He's a good DFS player, 4,100. He's basically the minimum. This guy's 12x'd in back-to-back games. Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, hard not to lock him in, man. We've seen guys get price increases that have played just okay, going from 4K to 5K. He's still basically the minimum. I'm a Giles fan. He looks healthy. a lot to like here in all formats at this price.
Yeah, I mean, I could just leave it at this, right? 12x, 2 games in a row. What are you not to be interested in?
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, another center. We got a couple of guys we like today. So we started the day liking Nerlens Noel and Mitchell Robinson a little bit. Well, even during our first video, the news came out. Noel now looks to be doubtful.
Yes, which really helps Mitchell Robinson here. I think both were in play, like you mentioned, to start the day. Now with no Noel, expect Mitchell Robinson to get the lion's share of the workload at center here. He's not going to play massive minutes, but I expect it's Thibodeau, Thibodeau to give him good run here. I mean, listen, he's a points per minute monster, a guy that can put up DK points with the best of them, shot blocker, rebounder extraordinaire. I like him a lot. I had a buddy ask me earlier, like an hour ago, after Noel was out, if he was going to be like a core play for me. And absolutely he is. I like him a lot here.
Yeah, there's a lot to like right here. Also, let's not forget, there's still matchups that are at your disposal in the preseason, even though it's not quite the same. The Cavs are very shorthanded tonight. And outside of Drummond, they're very short in the front court. So he could just be out there being a monster among men in this one. Half a foot taller than anybody else that the Cavs are running out, just rebounding and blocking shots like a madman.
For sure.
Now, speaking of your Cavaliers being shorthanded, we'll get to that one in here in just a little bit. But we got another guy from the Knicks who's our mutual favorite play for the day. That's R.G. Barrett, coming in at 5,500 with both shooting guard and small forward eligibility. I know you like this, but DraftKings doesn't update game logs based on the preseason. He went for 23.25 DK points in 29 minutes game one and 33.5 DK points in 36 minutes game two. Didn't really have much in the way of peripherals in game two. It was all about the scoring. I think he scored 25 real-life points. There's no reason for us to believe he's not a focal point of the team again tonight. Thibs probably trying to figure out what exactly he wants to build on going forward. This was their early round pick last year. And plus, you got to like the positions he's eligible at.
Yeah, you got to like the multi-position eligibility. And you just got to like his aggressiveness, right? Like he's a guy that's clearly been aggressive, even though he started off awful in that first game, ended up being viable. A lot to like here. Again, very reasonable at 5,500. We both like him a lot, and it just makes sense to plug him in all formats.
Yeah, you feel safe with him. And that's something that can be nice in the preseason when you don't have a lot of other guys like that. And also, just like we talked about with Mitchell Robinson, the flip side of this, R.J. Barrett gets to go against a very undermanned Cavaliers team today, which is, that doesn't hurt, right? I'm not sticking him out there against, a full-strength Miami Heat team or something like that. This is a Cavaliers team, which is already weak defensively, now running out nothing but rookies, really.
Truth.
So, speaking of the Cavaliers and some of the rookies, my long shot of the day, I wouldn't even call him a long shot. When I say long shot, I just don't think he's going to be overwhelming amounts of love today. And that's the young man for your Cleveland Cavaliers, Isaac Okoro. This is a list of the Cavaliers that are out tonight. Colin Sexton, Kevin Love, Larry Nance, JaVale McGee, Chetty Osman, Porter, Delly, and maybe Exum. I think this dude could see big minutes tonight. I think his usage rate, more than anything, could definitely go up tonight. He had 25 DK points in 33 minutes game one and 24.75 in 28 minutes game two. He could not only see a bump in minutes today because they're shorthanded, he could just see a bump in what his role is on the team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, not that he might, everyone will see their role on the team increase. I mean, right? Even guys that might not be playing in preseason games are going to play tonight because they're so shorthanded. They just don't have a lot of bodies. And in preseason, that's gold. You can look at a lot of the Cavs here, in my opinion, but Okoro looks real good at 4,200. Another slate where I think, we talked about this on the members only video. Don't hesitate to leave money on the table.
You know what I was just about to say?
What?
Don't hesitate to leave money on the table. So we're seeing this one eye to eye. Like a guy like Okoro, and it seems weird to do it, could easily outscore LeBron James tonight because LeBron James will probably be passive because he doesn't have any reason to force it. And probably won't play a ton of minutes because he's an older veteran player who just doesn't need it. I'm not calling for Okoro to outscore LeBron James because one dude's, one of the top players of all time. The other guy's a rook. But, it's not even unfeasible at all at less than half the price tag.
It's not crazy to think Okoro could play double the minutes. Double. I mean, that's not the likeliest outcome, but not crazy to think LeBron plays 16 minutes and Okoro plays 32.
Not at all. He's already played 33 minutes in game one. Okoro could play 35 minutes tonight. LeBron could play 13.
Yeah, I mean, that's not out of the realm.
I'm not saying he outscores him point per minute, but his role on his team is going to be bigger tonight. And there are other veteran players that cost a lot of money that, like Jokic looked really good game one. How much does he really need to do? He was only playing a little while ago. So there are going to be some scrub players that outscore big name guys tonight.
No doubt.
Last up, going to be your long shot of the day. I'll just let you have at this one.
So this one's going to be real low-owned, and just talked about it with Okoro. There's probably other more optimal low-owned plays. You don't need this. There aren't a ton of studs we want to play out for. There would be if this were the regular season. There's not. I've watched a lot of this game. I was, when I wasn't watching it, I was focused on the box score and what was happening. And man, this guy looks good. I've heard a lot about him in Nuggets camp. He's been a pro in Europe for a long time. He's one of these guys that I think the Nuggets are going to have in their rotation right away. He's got the ball in his hands a lot. The Nuggets aren't, the Nuggets really don't play big minutes to their studs in the preseason. I wouldn't expect that to change here. They made it deep in the playoffs last year. I mean, they played the Lakers to 6 games in the Western Finals.
Yep.
So, one of the last 4 remaining. Again, I think this is a guy that's got pro experience.
Did you figure out how to pronounce his first name?
Well, we're trying to think about what they were calling him, and I think they were just calling him Fauci. So they were just calling him Fauci Campazzo. So I'm not positive of that, but I will definitely have that for you tonight.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue the way Matt and Ryan does, but hey, that's just because we're a couple of uncultured Americans who don't really know any better on the situation like this. But he's 4K, he's the minimum, he's a point guard, and that's big to me. Like Malone's mantra, if you go back and look at past seasons, even when they weren't playing up just 2 months ago, he doesn't like to play his guys big minutes. I was actually surprised as much as Jokic and Murray played in game one. That's a team where I don't really expect a bump in the number of minutes that they're playing.
Agreed, and I think the point you made about Okoro and LeBron is important because people just don't want to. People, even if it's the preseason, don't want to struggle to wrap their heads around that, and I think it's an edge. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm looking forward to this slate tonight.
Yeah, like Harry Giles at 4,100 could definitely outscore DeAndre Ayton tonight.
No doubt about that.
So it's okay to leave money on the table, and it's tough to do. So I don't know. Have at it. Have fun tonight. It's the preseason. It's a bit of a wild ride. I know guys like you love that. Some of you probably not so much. And if it's not your thing, hey, we got regular season in just a couple days, and we'll be out here talking NBA nonstop the next few months. Excited to do it. Click the thumbs up button so we can share members only again tomorrow. And best of luck today.
Let's get it, guys.